Hello, welcome back to Blender Switch Live Coding. In this episode, I will be sharing some kind of workflow that's involving Blender Grease Pencil, a little bit of nodes, and also Blender modifier to create a simple basic house like this. So you can see there's a Grease Pencil there, and this is the map of this house, little house without roof, without ceiling. But so yeah, let's get started. So I'm gonna delete everything. Hit A, X, delete everything, and go to the top view, and then create blank grease pencil. And gonna draw something very quickly. So this is gonna be the most fun part because we are free designing our little house, imaginary house. Okay, maybe this is the living room, little toilet, maybe 2-bedroom unit. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so we have this. Save this very quickly. My little house. And we're gonna switch to Sverchok nodes. And we're gonna turn it into lines, first of all. So lines is actually very easy. We have two options here. I'm just gonna use the first one. So I'm gonna grab grease pencil, all the strokes, and turning it into edges. Okay, so that's already been completed. You can adjust the resampling here. It's up to you. So with these edges, you can use BMS viewer and just simply output the result. You can merge it. Okay, if you merge it, and if at this point you want to simply use it with modifier, you can actually do that. I'm gonna show you a quick trick. Apparently, screw modifier, if you zero out the angle and increase this, you actually have edges. Okay, so that's the first trick. And you can use it with solidify and turn on complex. Complex will allow you to create thickness. And you can then play around with the offset if you like, or just leave it. So this is the wall and for your home basically. But you might notice something. Okay, we have extra edges, and yeah, and I don't like it. So that's the first step. Let's go to the second step. Inside Sverchok, we actually have something really cool. It's called the intersect edges, and also planar edge net. So planar edge net is the one that's gonna do the job for us. Okay, it's not merge 2D that we need. We need mesh join because we need to join all this 7-stroke of grease pencil lines that's already been resampled, and we want to join it and intersect and then turn it into planar edge net. The reason we are doing that is that this thing will turn it into polygon. So this can be handy actually for retopology as well. If you are doing retopology a lot, this might be it. It is of course flat, but you can always project it into the surface, or because it's grease pencil, you can always draw on top of a surface. But that's for another video tutorial. For now, we have this planar edge net. This is supposedly clean. You might see there's an extra polygon face. Didn't expect that, but it's actually relatively clean. Maybe I need to delete some of this. So this, because it's a grease pencil, we can go to edit mode and delete things like that. Oops. Because I was doing this like in the very freeform kind of fashion. Anyhow, we have this, and if we really want, you can use polygon, inset, etc. for now I will actually so this can be a floor, right? If I'm using screw modifier angle 0 and extrude, so this actually create wall, and this is actually what we need. If you want to do it inside SketchUp nodes alone, you can use offset line, and I believe you can actually solidify as well that way. So this might be confusing a little bit. So I like to use planar EdgeNet because it's cleaning up the rest of the vertices. However, in order to do that, I need to have polygon edge. So polygon to edges, I believe this will do the job. Oh, Sim doesn't quite like it. File, we open. Still, okay, still this guy doesn't like it. All right. Anyway, there is such thing as offset line, and it should in general works to create the wall that we need. So this is edges. Sometimes I need to reopen Blender to get the result. Okay, so this is the result. You can see there. From here you can actually just solidify or extrude it up. That's the wall, but with extra bits. So I'm just gonna cover that up, and I'm gonna continue with this guy because this is when we switch to Blender modifier and play around with the thickness and have it somewhere in the middle for our solidify, complex, something like that. So this is pretty clean. And if you, what's we gonna do next? So you can draw another grease pencil that's actually cutting through the door, etc. I will be just using Blender manual way. So I have a cube. I go to edit mode. Gonna switch to points here and merge vertices at the center. So we have a single point. Imagine how your character gonna walk around the house. So maybe he gonna through this door. He gonna pass this door. Maybe this creates another door there. This connect to this room. This one connect to this room. We need access to the toilet, so let's put it there. Okay, something like that. And then you use the same technique, screw modifier, and increase this. This is supposed to be 0, and you create another kind of wall. And this one will become a solidifier, complex, create thickness, and play around with the offset. So this is just a quick idea how you create doors. I mean, this is probably not perfect, but you get the idea. Probably you can even bevel this to have some rounded corner. So this guy, our original walls, we can boolean and difference with our cube cutter. So we end up with this, where our cutter maybe get rid of the bevel. Let's see if this works better. Let's cut it all the way up. Okay, this guy, okay, if you turn it into just wire, maybe if we nudge just a little, we can get a better cut of boolean. More or less, okay, it's doing the job. Hide it. Okay, so now we have our house. So that's basically the idea. It's a bit strange workflow, I know. But it's also kind of powerful. If you want to have the floor, let's connect this planar edge net into this guy and then just bake it out. So now we have the floor. For rooftop, we don't really care about it. But now we have our little toilet here. Maybe this is the entrance to the house. Yeah, it's a very small house, but it's kind of nice. And it's also procedural. Yeah, and you can always make changes at any time if you like. So if you go back to our cube cutter, if you don't like some of the door, for example, we don't want this axis, we just cut it out. And yeah, now it's fixed. So with our cutout, I like the rounded corner. I'm gonna give it the bevel once again. So yeah, a little bit of bevel. It doesn't always work, I know. It's because we are using Boolean processing, but this is just an idea. This part, the cutout, you can just replace it or just place a real door, and then sometimes you actually want to have windows. So this house doesn't have windows yet. Yeah, you can make windows, of course, with the same techniques. This one was actually inspired by another YouTube video. I will give you the link as well to that video. It's the same idea, except that here I'm using Grease Pencil and I'm using a Sverchok add-on, and the Grease Pencil can always be modified as well. So we don't stop here with our Grease Pencil. You can always randomize it slightly. How do we do that? Noise displays. Let's try it. Or just for simplicity, randomize. This is Grease Pencil points. We can randomize it in X and it's in Y axis. Okay, now we kind of completely destroying it. Okay, maybe we should randomize it after the resampling. So let's say I'm simplifying the house, so it's more, we see more corner, and I'm randomizing it slightly. Okay, so now we have variations of the house. So sometimes less points is better. Okay, so you can see sometimes it's actually that wall is disappearing, but it's actually really cool. It's really cool. Okay, so yeah, so that's basically the idea. Hopefully you find this interesting and useful. Let me know what you think. So this technique, I would like to call it maybe wire netting, creating net based on Grease Pencil lines, and then you kind of making a cut through the net. That's why we have this. So ideally, if you want to do it more in the nodes, you want to have two Grease Pencil, one to create some kind of wall for the net, and then another lines that you draw to create the path for the door and for the windows. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully you find this useful. Let me know if you have anything to add or to ask, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.